this up, right? And when I want my surface, when I want it's
You just move it to where?
move right there.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not a very good angle, so we need to move the camera.
Up, down, sideways?
Well, see where this is? This needs to be further like there, so up, I guess. Needs to come more toward me, be more, I don't want it to go higher, I lowered it.
You just said that it had to go up.
Well, I meant back the camera up, I didn't mean the whole, okay. That's better, coming down is better, but then tilt it. No, that doesn't work. Tilt it the other way, I'm sorry. I just don't know good. Okay, there, that's better. Okay, so if I wanna scroll down, so right now I'm on me, but I'm not seeing me because I'm not looking at that. I gotta look at that. And then when I wanna scroll down, I gotta come down here. Hi! I'm trying to figure the camera out.
And remember, you can use your fingers to make the window bigger or smaller.
I can make it bigger like this. Hi, Kathy.
Okay.
We're about to get it going here. Yay. Okay, I'll move the keyboard out of the way.
Okay, so you're good?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I wish I didn't have my big old light shining in this, but I need my light. Thank you. Yep, learning Mevo, always learning Mevo. Whoops. Close the door. Okay, so we got 2 minutes, huh? Can you see me okay? I'm having trouble telling because I can't look at that and then look at that and see what you're seeing. I do know there's a delay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I think we're about ready to roll here. Dun da da dun dun dun. Shave and a haircut, which I need. Not the shave, just the haircut. Whoa. Me and everybody else in the country, right? I'm live. Hi everybody, welcome to Cowling's Loving Designs. I'm Bev Cowling, the owner and designer for this little venture. Tonight we're going to be using this. This is a B-rail. Hi, hi, hi. I got this as a blank. It was a wooden blank I got from Hot Mesh Mom. And spent today painting it and then putting the glitter on it. And let me tell you, if you're not good at painting in the lines, you might want to order it already painted. But unpainted it was 10, painted it was 20, and I figured for $10 I could paint it myself. Now I'm having second thoughts about that. But anyway, this is what we're doing. I have a 9-year-old granddaughter named, what's her name, huh? Zoe Michaela, and she likes bees. My 12-year-old likes ladybugs, and last week when she was visiting for the weekend, we made a ladybug rail, and when I posted it, everybody said they wished I had done a tutorial. And I said, well, I'm going to do a bee one so I can do a tutorial with the bees so everybody can learn how to do it. So that's what we're doing tonight. I have attached five pipe cleaners to this. And they're about roughly 2.5 inches apart. And the reason we only have 5 is because we're going to be doing ruffles out of this, and we're going to be making some pretty big ruffles, so you don't need very many. This is really a quick project. Probably the longest thing you're going to see me do is make a boat. So I'm going to scroll down, and before I do that, I want to thank Carla so much for being here to moderate for me. She has a list of the supplies that she'll post, and she's got links to my YouTube channel, which I want everybody, please, please, please go to my YouTube and subscribe and ring that bell, and trying to get to 1,000 so I can have a really nice giveaway. So I need 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, And I have a community group that's called Cowling's Divine Designs. And then, of course, my Etsy store, my Amazon Handmade, etc., etc. So I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to cut this mesh. This is a yellow border mesh with metallic on the edges around the stripes. I can't do things like this. Put my rail down for a minute. You'll see it's got this gold metallic in the border. So that's what we're going to use. I'm going to cut 5 of these for ruffles. So I'll scroll down, and let's see if I can enlarge it a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to cut these at 30 inches. And since it's 5, it won't take long, right? Just 5 of them. I am going to start out with a clean edge, as straight as I know to do, so I'll set it at 35. And these are going to be some pretty big ruffles. 1. I like these short projects that are easy to do and turn out darling. And River was so happy with her ladybug. In fact, her mom told me on the phone today they got a hook and hung it on her door. So she was all excited to have it on her door, which is why we opted for the rails on a bedroom door. A wreath would be pretty big. So I'm just using my cutting mat, my self-healing cutting mat here. I've used this border mesh in a few projects since I really like it. I like the way it looks. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to pull the rail over here. I'll show you the ribbons here in a little bit. So I'm just going to start right in the middle, and I'm just going to ruffle this up. When I do my ruffles, I put my finger, let's see if you can see, you can't see. I put my fingers at the back of it and kind of make a little dam, and then just gather up as tightly as I can, because to me the tighter I have those little ruffles, then the better the ruffle. So, you know, you don't want giant pleats or anything, you just want nice little gathers. So then you have this nice big ruffle. So we'll just lay that down. I did not glue these pipe cleaners in. If I'm doing it on a wire frame, I usually glue them when I make my own frames. But on the wood, they seal pretty tight. So I'll give it 3 good twists here. And there's, see what a nice big ruffle that is? That's a big ruffle. So now because I have odd numbers instead of even. If I had even numbers, I would start and end with the same ribbons. But and I will still start and end with the same ribbons with the odd numbers, but what I'll do is my ribbons, I'm going to alternate, and I have each end and the center are 2 ribbons, and then the other 2 are 2 different ribbons. You'll see what I mean in a second. So here we go with the second one. Like I said, this will go really quick. The paint I used on my rail is, I used paste, artist paints. And not that I'm an artist, believe me, they're my boyfriend's paints. He's the artist. But they're little paste paints, and I just use paint brushes that I picked up, I think at Walmart. And you can use makeup brushes for paint brushes as well. And then I just used decoupage glue on the black dots and on the face and the antennas. Just put a little decoupage glue on there, and then glitter. So, and it's a kind of a large glitter. It's not micro glitter. If you use micro glitter, it doesn't have as much sheen. So this is kind of a medium to a large glitter, and I really like how it turned out, which was total by accident because it's all I had. So it wasn't anything grand that I did, it was just what I had, but it worked out great. I wish the yellows were a little closer match, but it matched much better when it was wet. When it dried, it was more of a school bus yellow, but it's still going to be really cute because it's going to match the ribbons. And I don't have school bus yellow ribbons. So as you can see, I'm just taking my ruffles and getting them to go in a little circle, and the important thing with your ruffles is that you have them standing up if you have them standing up, you want them, your edges, so they rub up against each other, just like that. So as you can see, we're almost done. Oh, it looks like she's wearing a tutu. I decided it's a girl bee, I guess. She can wear a tutu, it should be a girl bee, right? So I'm finally, a week from Tuesday, finally getting my hair cut. When Governor Ivy announced that they were going to open the hair salons before she was even finished saying it, I had my hairdresser on the phone and said, Jim, as soon as you can get me in, call me. And I said, I'm desperate. So I waited and he didn't call me. And I knew it was going to take him a couple of days to get in and get his books and everything. And so I didn't hear from him, and I tried to call and he didn't answer the phone. So I tried to call and I left a voicemail, and he never listens to his voicemails. So finally I got desperate and I thought, I'm going to make him a video. So I made this little video, no makeup, and my hair was just dried out of the shower with no style whatsoever. And I go, Jimmy, are you there? I need you to fix my hair. Hey, Jimmy. And sent that to him, and that got his attention. So, but he still didn't have until June 2nd for me. So June 2nd is my lucky day. So there we go. So see that? Can you see that? I have to move it up for you to see it, right? There we go. It does look like she's wearing a big old fancy tutu, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm showing you the ribbons. I've already got the ribbons cut and dovetailed. I cannot see comments, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm just thrilled you're here. We had storms, and I've had trees falling down and major messes. So, okay, I'm starting. This is a black and white checked. Do you see this? Black and white checked with bees. I love this ribbon. This is a cutout yellow ribbon. It comes in several different colors. I got this from Lion Ribbon, and it's on sale right now. And you can get it in kind of a pinky coral and turquoise and the yellow. And I love it. And I have it in white too. And I use it in a lot of things, and I always get compliments because apparently nobody else has it for some reason. So I'm going to use that yellow cutout on top of the gingham, and that's going to go into my first one. And sometimes I use 3 ribbons, but because this is a small project, I didn't want it to be overwhelmed, and the ruffles are close together. Okay, my second set, this will be in the second and fourth, is this yellow. I love this. This is kind of like a canvas, and it's got the little honeycomb design with the bees, and then the yellow and black stripe in the 1.5. So, since we have striped bees, right? So that's going to go right into that second one. You know what? I'm going to turn on this. There. I don't know if that helps you, but it helps me. As long as it doesn't give me too much of a glow. Third one. I cut these at 12 inches. They're dovetailed. I'm just folding them to find the center, gathering them up, and then plopping them right down into those ties. I'm thinking I might add a little black tubing. We will see. I'm not going to cut these ties because they're pipe cleaners and they're long. I'll probably come in and clip off, but I'm thinking I might add some tubing bows in there before I do that. We will see. I do like tubing a lot. And it always adds just that little extra sparkle touch, you know. Because face it, there's not a whole lot to the rail. And we're already at our last one. So you see, I finished and ended with the same one. And then the two middle ones have the bee with the stripes. And actually, I think it's pretty cute. I took my rings off. I usually have a lot of rings on and they kept snagging, and so I took them off. Okay, I've got a couple of little... It's raining ribbon upon my head. I had a lady call me from New York today and asked me to make her a baby boy wreath, but she wants it like now. So I started that earlier, and I've got the ribbon spread hanging right up here on my mesh roller. And if I bump it, they fall down on me. So I can't imagine. I'm so glad, so very glad for her. Her daughter is 40 and they had no children. And my glitter is shedding. Okay, so there we go. So you see the ribbons. See how cute that is with those, and you see that the second one have the bee and the stripes, and the others. I think that looks fine. So now, as far as a hanging device from this, because we're already done here unless I put the black tubing in. So what I've done, where is it? I have this. Uh-oh, no video. Are you there? Okay. It said I lost you. I didn't lose you. You're still here, aren't you? Okay. I can't tell. Everybody. Oh, it's cute. Like, thank you, thank you. It really is cute, isn't it? It's kind of hiding the bee. Maybe I'll have to do something to kind of maneuver those ruffles a little bit. I have this black glitter ribbon. This is more ribbon that I bought from Lion. I love Lion ribbon. I actually got hooked up with them by accident, and I had gone to their website, and I don't even remember how I found out about them, but I set up my account with my sales tax number and everything, and all of a sudden I got a phone call from the rep saying she was going to be in town, and would I want to meet with her? And I said, well, don't I have to buy a minimum? Because I was brand new, you know. I don't think I had sold 2 wreaths yet. And she said, our minimum is only $35. And I thought, oh, let's meet. Because usually it's like $500 or more, so, and I knew I couldn't do that. So we met at a Panera Bread company, and I walked in, and she had all of these tubs of ribbon that she had opened up and had just ribbon streamers and rings of ribbon samples and everything, and just all over the table. And I looked, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm like a kid in a candy store. It was wonderful. And I did end up spending over $500, but I bought, she gave me such great deals, and I bought ribbon for almost the rest of the year. And so then I met with her in the spring for my fall and winter, and then that was thin. And then I met again in the fall for my spring and summer. So yes, I still buy ribbon from other people, but the dominant ribbon in my shop, which is hundreds and hundreds of rolls, is from Lion. Okay, so I have this ribbon. This is 5/8 of an inch wide, and it's slightly wired, and it's black, and it's kind of thin. It's got glitter on it. So this is what I'm going to use to create my hanger. So I just need to decide what I want as far as length. And I just kind of eyeball this. I'm going to staple it and then glue it to the back. Which reminds me, I better turn on my glue. And I think I'll go about that high. And then from there I will hang a bow. So if I go about that high, yeah, I think that'll work. Scissors, where's my ribbon scissors? I have one set of scissors that I use only for ribbon, and then one set for mesh. Okay. So now what I will do, I'm going to put this, hold it down like this, and I'm going to go right here and I'm going to staple it. And then I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to staple it again. So there we go. So that will be my hanger. And then I'll make my bow. And when you know, oh no, I did it right. Oh, I thought I had double folded it over. So I'll make my bow and attach it to the top of this just with pipe cleaner. So see how simple that is? When my glue is hot, I will add a little dab of it to the back just for extra sturdiness. And now that made glitter go all over my hand. You heard my birds? I have a little bird cage with birds. It's a motion detector or sound detector. Anytime I do much anything, it goes off and it sounds like birds singing. So I've been working on a patriotic cross. I've never done a cross before. And so I've got the cross made. All I have to do, I've even got the bow on it, and all I have to do now is embellish it with flowers. But it's the biggest honking thing I've ever seen. It is huge. Let me show you. I'm just going to pull the hanger up. Can you see this? It is enormous. It's so big I can't even get it all into the frame. It was a 27-inch cross frame, and it is so full and so big, and it's just huge. The bow is right there, ready for me to add all the florals in, and I'm thinking this needs to go to a cemetery. That's the biggest project I've ever worked on. Okay, so now is my little pot. Yep. Just going to add some glue to the back of this. Turn that off. And I will pull out the Easy Bow Maker. And here are my ribbons. I have 5 ribbons I've chosen to use. Put away my leftover mesh. It's as big, yes, it was. That cross, it's huge. I couldn't believe it when I put it on the door. I thought, man. It is enormous. And I put 6 ribbons in it. I put 3 ribbons in every other tie, alternating. And, oh my gosh, it is enormous. It is so big it won't fit on my easel. Too long for my easel. Okay, so I have this black and yellow striped that I have not used before. I always like to use the ribbons that are in my project plus some. And sometimes my bow will have hardly anything like what I put in my wreath. And then other times, usually I have at least 1 or 2 of the ribbons that are in my wreath in my bow. But typically what I do is I'll do 2 or 3 extra ribbons, sometimes more. I like to change it up. So. Actually, I have a ribbon that was green with the bees, and I thought about using that, but I only have a 10-yard spool. So I'm going to save that and use that when I make the bee wreath. Right now I'm just measuring where I want my, okay. I want my ties to be about my tails about 9 inches. So I'm just going to lay this in and twist. And I'm going to go to the 6. Twist into the 6. And twist 6 is pretty much where I go. Sometimes 6.5, but that makes a really big bow. And on this particular project, I don't think we want the bow to be, we don't want the bow as big as the rail, because then it would really look like a Barbie doll. It'd be so, you know, top, real skinny top, and the bottom, yeah, like a Barbie doll. This one is all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. So, if y'all remember, I had quite a time in January, well, actually all through the holidays, because I had a great big infection in my gum. I like the help of stripe with the V. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, the yellow with the stripe. Well, I had one that was, I do still have one. I have a polka dot one here, but bees aren't polka dots. However, this bee has polka dots on its wings, so. So I'm going to anchor that down. Wrong thing. I need those. So I'll just cut this off. And I will dovetail this. Sometimes I dovetail as I go, and sometimes I wait till I'm done. Okay. And my wire. I like to use a wire. I like to use a wire when I make my bows with my Easy Bow Maker. And actually, this is a first edition Easy Bow Maker. So that makes it, what, almost 50 years old, or 45, something like that. So, and the instructions with it were, at that time, was to start with a wire. And you weave the wire between the pegs. And so that's what I'm going to do. And it's the same premise as if you're using Pro Bow. So that's what I'm going to do. You like to do this when I'm doing the Easy Bow Maker, especially if I have a bulkier ribbon, because it helps to hold it down. So here we go. So I'm just going to cross these wires like this. And I'll just go every other one. I just cross them and I'm bringing them down. So there I go there. I don't know why my right loops are always bigger than my left. I guess I slide it a little bit when I'm going. Okay, there we go. So then I'm going to spread them out. Oh gosh, the Wisconsin Fire Department posted a warning about hand sanitizer being flammable. Well, considering it has alcohol in it, that is not a surprise, right? Okay, so I actually probably should not have used the stripe first. I should have put the stripe between the two patterns, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go, wasn't thinking too much there. So I'll dovetail this one. I'm getting low on this ribbon, and I love this ribbon. So I'm going to do 2 loops with this, almost as big as the first, not quite. About maybe a ½ inch smaller. Now if you were making I'll make sure my petals are, my loops are about the same. If you were making a bow with 1 loop of every kind of ribbon, your first couple of ones, you would want them all to be the same. If you're doing it, sort of think of it in terms of rows. Like this is 1 row and this will be the next row. But if you're doing all single loops, like in a funky bow, you need more than, you don't want just one loop in a bow in the, your rose, so then you would want to have several all the same length. So in your funky bows, pretty much everything, yep, that's the end of the roll there. Pretty much everything is the same. So now I'm going to pull my wire, and again, whoops, just twist it and pull down. I will dovetail this one. This, I love this stuff. I think they call this fabric royal. So Lion Ribbon has now gone to a $50 minimum, which is so easy to make. You know, I mean, it's nothing to order $50 in ribbons, especially if you're ordering for fall and winter and you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then of course Valentine's. And when you order in the springtime for your spring ribbons, they usually start shipping around the middle of February. So you usually have them in plenty of time. Oh, this is going to be pretty. That's all I have left. One long tail. Now I'll bring this one in. This is such a cute ribbon. So in this case, the big striped one is the one that we're adding that wasn't in the regular rail. And then, of course, when we get to the smaller one, the polka dot was not. I had a smaller striped, and I'm not going to use the smaller stripe. So this one will just be one loop. Oops. And about ½ inch in. ½ inch smaller than the other one. It twisted on me. There we go. This is really cute. It's got honeycombs on it too. So, pull my wire. See, if you have that wire, how easy that is. You can just go and, went the wrong way, and just pull it down, and there it holds you. Which is all on the Pro Bow. You know, it's a helper. That's all it is. Same thing here. I wish I had a small bumblebee. When I made the ladybug wreath, I had these little ladybugs, so I could put a little ladybug in the middle of the bow. And but I don't have a small enough bee to do that. All I have is butterflies and birds. So, okay, so now I'm going to go to the polka dot. Okay, I'm going to, this is kind of raveling. I'm going to cut this one at an angle. Normally I cut it straight across, but it's unraveling. It's going to ravel pretty bad, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to make it a little bit longer. I will try to curl it up a little bit. So we're going to come in about ½ inch on this. I always like to make sure my loops are the same. Okay. I'm going to twist, and I'm going to go 2 there. Ooh, I just had an idea. It's going to be a big bow. I just had an idea. I'm going to have to go fetch a ribbon real quick. So I'm just going to pull this down. There. I'm just going to do those 2. I'll be right back. I got to go around to the back because I just thought of a ribbon to put in here. And this is a very unique ribbon. Forgive me for disappearing for a second. Whoops, I just don't want to knock everything down.
limited space.
I love this ribbon. This is a special from Lion, and I got it on sale. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see? It's rosebuds. It's little embroidered. They're not embroidered. I apologize. They're circular pieces of ribbon that are sewn on top of this, and they're three-dimensional. They're roses, and I'm going to use that for my middle. Because I think it's going to really, really pop. So I'm just going to make a middle loop. Black ribbons are hard to find in good quality, I have found. And if anybody else knows where to get a good quality black ribbon, I'd love to know. But this is a beautiful ribbon. And I love the fact that it's dimensional. You just don't see those things. Okay, so now I've got that down. Cut that off. Cut that off. So I'm just going to pull this right out. And this wire, I'm just going to take it all the way to the back. And I will use it to tighten, but this is not what I will finish my bow with. I want my computer screen again. Okay, so I'm still going to use a zip tie because I like zip ties for my bows. I can get them tightest with that. I've tried to use the pipe cleaners, but boy, I've twisted those pipe cleaners until I've broken them. And I know Damon does them well with them. He likes those pipe cleaners, but I've either broken the pipe cleaner or broken my nails, one or the other. So I've pulled that as tight as I possibly can. Now, I'll show you why I cut that off here in a second. Usually I would stick a wire under there or something like that, a pipe cleaner. But I've got the zip tie here I want to cover up. So what I'm going to do with that, oh shoot, are we gone? Did I lose you? I lost you. It completely left me. Okay. Okay, I don't know if everybody else is there or not. Are you still there? It said you were gone. Carla, are you there? I don't know what happened. My computer went blank and... Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this black pipe cleaner and go right through this middle here, and I'm just going to take it around to the back and cover up that zip tie. And then I've got my my pipe cleaner right there, and that's what I will use to attach to my rail. So right now, I just want to shape my ribbons, fluff these up. These that I cut it, I don't typically cut those at an angle when I'm going to curl them, but because it was fraying, I needed to cut it at an angle, and it works fine. So I'm going to curl those up, and I'm going to do the same thing with the roses. I hope you're still there. I have no idea. I don't see any comments. Okay, when you fluff your bow, fluff it from the back, and you want to break the center. So I just take it and I go like this. And I've done the same thing here, just like this. And then have your tails down, unless you're doing a wreath where you're doing some up and some down. Okay. same thing over here. Break those. You can get pretty rough and manhandle this puppy now. Okay. And there we go. I have no idea if everybody's there. You're here, yay! I'm glad you're there. My computer went completely black, and I don't know if it's timing out or what. So, get a load of this bow. What do you think of the bow? You see it? There, if I hold it up close like that. I don't know which way is best for you to see it there. That is some bow. Okay, so all we have to do now push everything out of the way. So here's the rail. Let me see if I can move this up. Here's the rail. So I've got the pipe cleaner that I wrapped around, and all I'm going to do is bring that, just wrap that pipe cleaner through the ribbon. Like this, and I'm holding it up so I've got it centered right. Okay, so here I am in the back, and all I'm going to do is wrap my edges around to make a loop for the hanger. And there it is. What a quick project, huh? It's such a fast project. Okay. Now, I did say I thought I was going to put some black tubing in, and I do think I'm going to do that, so I'm going to grab it, which I should have done when I grabbed that rose ribbon. And I like this black tubing I have because it's real shiny. So I'm going to sit down for a second. Everybody does their tubing a little bit different. Let's see. And what I do with mine is I make double loops. I make a loop, and a loop, and a loop, and a loop. Cut it off. Tie it in. Sometimes I will go ahead and use pipe cleaners and tie off my bows. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out, that's for sure. So, and I'm hoping Zoe. Okay, then I'm going to clip off those pipe cleaners, and I need to work where you can see me. So let me see if I can. I'm happy with that bow. Okay. I'm going to try to work from an angle. It's so hard to do this. I need a second camera. So I'm doing a loop. Can you see? Do I need to go? I don't know if you can. Hi, Levon. Hi. Thanks for joining me. So here I have a little bit of a tail. I make a loop, make a loop, make a loop, make a loop, and then cut it off. And tie it right into my pipe cleaner there, my ties. Tubing just adds a little extra something, and this particularly adds. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I can't do any of that from here while I'm working, so I appreciate it. If there's some of you that have not been to my page before, I would love it if you would send me a private message with your email address. I'm setting up an email. I promise I will not spam you. What I'm going to be doing is sending out notifications if I have sales or coupons or stuff like that, or if I'm having a special event. I'm trying to go live every Thursday night at 7, but if sometimes I might throw in an extra live, and I'd like to be able to send you a notice that I'm doing that. So if I have your email, I can just send out a real quick blast email to everybody. So see the tubing? Can you see? It's really looking cute in there. See my finger right there? So I think little Zoe's going to be really happy. And it's so funny that one loves ladybugs and one loves bees. And I actually had a garden flag custom made. It was interesting. It was a flag that had bees and ladybugs on it, and then you could have it personalized. And the girls call me Mimi, and that was an interesting story too. They call me Mimi because I did not want to be a Nana, and I definitely did not want to be a grandma. I said, well, call me Grammy. I like Grammy. So River was about 15, 18 months old, and they had her in the car, and they were recording her, and they were saying, say Grammy, and she goes, Mimi. And so, you know, typically you end up being called what your kids call you, and I love it. So I am Mimi. I was just cutting off some stragglers, some phrase there. Okay, 2 more, and by golly, this one's done. I can call this complete. Anyway, so I am Mimi, and when I named my business, I wanted to name it Mimi's Magical Mementos, or Mimi something or other. But somebody had taken it, so I couldn't use it. And I was going to use my initials, BC, but I thought that sounded a little pretentious and definitely made me sound old, because I'm definitely not BC. So we just went with, and somebody else had, I can't use my middle initial because my initials would then be BJ, and that just didn't seem quite right. So opted for my last name, which, you know, it is what it is. So I have a friend who wants me to use my whole name, Beverly June. You know, although when I do my cooking show, it's Beverly June's Kitchen, because she liked it. So I thought, well, okay, I pay homage to my friends. This is the last little one. And then, by golly, this project is done. And I think Zoe's going to be so happy. I wanted Zoe to come out here and spend the weekend with me like River did, and make it with me. You're called Grammy too? I love it. I love it. And I wish I could be Grammy, but I'm Mimi, and my mom is Grammy, or Grams. Grams is cute too. But my girls call her Gigi for great grandma, which I really like. So there it is. There it is. Let's go big here. Can you see it? Can I get the whole thing in? Let me get the hanger. Oh, I've got to cut that wire off that I was using. There we go. What do y'all think? I'm not holding it straight. There. When it's on the wall, it'll be straight. Oh, the ribbon's all sticking to it too. So there she is. Can you see it? She's going to love this. I hope so. It was fun. And as you can see, it was quick, other than painting the rail, which took me about an hour or so, because you have to wait. I had to use the hairdryer to dry the paint before I could put the glue on. And of course, staying inside all those little circle lines and all of the striped lines and everything. And if you look at this, there's a black border around her whole body, so I had to paint that little black border. So that was a little bit challenging time-wise, but I think it turned out. I think Zoe's going to love it. And I don't know if she's watching or not, but Zoe, if you're watching, this is for you, sweetheart, and I love you with all my heart. So this has been fun. I will be back next Thursday night live for sure. And maybe before then. I always say that because I always have great plans to go live before. Oh, half the time it doesn't get to happen, but I'm hoping, because I have plenty of projects coming down the pike. I've got a lot of stuff that I have planned, and I've got to get with the program because I'm always a dollar late or a dollar short and a day late. So anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you, Miss Carla, for moderating. It's so much easier to do this when you have somebody there on the other end to help and for sharing and blessing the page for me. I appreciate everybody so much. And again, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and ring that bell. So thank you all. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Good night.